Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, driving home from work on Valentine's Day, and was planning on making a video about the 49ers, basically firing Steve Wilks today, the former head coach of the Carolina Panthers that came over and took the defensive coordinator job. He had some big shoes to fill. Basically the last two defensive coordinators that the 49ers had, both were able to move on to head coaching jobs. Robert Saleh, I'm not even going to try again, took the job with the New York Jets. Honestly, it hasn't really worked out as well for him, but if he can get Aaron Rodgers to come back next year, which I think is the plan, they had a team that a lot of people thought was playoff ready, if not Super Bowl ready, right there with that team, even though they didn't really do well after Rodgers went down. And then our next defensive coordinator left to go to Houston, where he had a playoff team this year and looks to be having a bright future with the young quarterback that he's got. Steve Wilks, I will say that honestly, I thought the best game the defense played all year that you can really tip your hat and be like, this is the reason why we won, was the Super Bowl. Honestly, I thought when Hufanga went down, I can't really remember when that was, but I really thought that the defense lost a lot of heart. Definitely Fred Warner, I think is the captain of that defense. Nick Bosa on the defensive line. What we all thought was going to happen when the 49ers traded for Chase Young. Honestly, I think we should have listened to guys like PFT commentator who basically, I don't want to say he laughed at the Niners, but basically he definitely sent a warning out that Chase Young, the word out there was that he was kind of lazy. He didn't, follow through on his plays. He had some plays where he was just dynamite, which is kind of funny because, like, you hear of, like, some wide receivers who don't follow their routes. They don't run through when they know the ball's not coming to them. A defensive player not really finishing his play, kind of like the play finishes when you hit the quarterback. That's your job on that defensive line. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me, so I thought maybe it was just people having sour grapes, that it didn't really work out. They took him number 2 in the draft, and they traded him, and they kind of got spare parts. The other guy that got traded to the Bears, they got more for him, because it's Sweat, right? He was a better player. I don't know. Steve Wilks was taking some shots, throughout the year, where basically people were saying, he was up in the booth, and that's the reason why the defense wasn't playing as well. I honestly think that that's also about the same time. It was probably after we lost the 2 games. And Wilks came down out of the booth to be on the sideline, and the defense kind of got a little bit better. I don't know. My biggest problem, honestly, is I don't know. We went into this year really knowing that the passing game was probably going to be our weakest spot. Javarius Ward, who came over from the Chiefs, finished as a Pro Bowl cornerback. He definitely stepped up huge. We should have known what he was, but I think we need help at those other positions, guarding the wide receivers, not giving up the long ball. We got a lot better at that. Definitely in the Super Bowl, we did give up one huge play. I think it was on a 3rd down, and Mahomes shot for the moon. That's, of course, what took them all the way down to the red zone in the first quarter. And then the Chiefs, I think it was Pacheco, fumbled the ball, and they weren't able to capitalize on that. And the Niners, if they could have drove down the field and scored, that would have been huge for them. It's just, you're not going to put the nail in the coffin in the first quarter, but definitely you pile on and you try to bury the other team to the point where they just already feel like it's over before they do it. Like when Mahomes was running around in the fourth quarter and he got hit for the first time, that was kind of like when he woke up and he was, just kind of like, oh, we're playing a game here. Let's go. It kind of took him to the next level. And that's the reason why that guy has, 3 Super Bowl rings. This story kind of hit me as a surprise. I didn't think we were going to fire Steve Wilks, but I definitely thought that he was on the hot seat. I was kind of in the back of my mind hoping that somebody might take him off our hands and he might want to move on to another job. But for them to fire him, honestly, really does surprise me. I know that we've had 2 huge defensive coordinators. We've had a lot of guys from Shanahan's staff move on to other jobs like the Miami Dolphins. But I don't think we've ever had to fire somebody before. When it comes to defensive coordinators, I honestly think that they're a little bit behind schedule. A lot of defensive coordinators, already got new jobs like on the way to the Super Bowl. So what Shanahan has up his sleeve, I'm not quite sure. Is he going to promote somebody on the staff to give them like a first chance at a coordinator position, or is there somebody out there that he has his eyes on that they hope that they can bring in to help out that team? The Niners making a lot of headlines this week was Brandon Ayuk. His family was kind of vocal about Brandon Ayuk not playing in San Francisco next year, even though he's under his 5th-year option, where I think he's going to be making $13 million. The one thing that I thought about was that, he only did get 3 catches in the Super Bowl. Maybe he thought the ball was supposed to go to him more. He was the leading receiver throughout the year. At one point when Debo went down, I thought it was time for Brandon Ayuk to really, step up and be in the limelight. I'm a huge Brandon Ayuk fan, and I've talked on many videos throughout the year that there's going to be tough decisions that are made in the offseason. And when Brandon Ayuk was talking about being traded in Indianapolis last offseason, I was like, no. This is the guy that we got to keep. Deebo Samuel is a great wide receiver. He is really good. I wouldn't hate it. If to keep Ayuk and Jennings, that maybe you find a way to trade Deebo Samuel. Somebody out there is always looking for a number 1 wide receiver, and it'd be a way to keep Ayuk there. Another thing that I thought about during that time is that how vocal Deebo Samuel was when he was trying to get a new contract, that he didn't want to play for San Francisco anymore. I can't remember what the number was, but he was like dreaming of like a $25 million contract. I believe is what he was looking for. And it really just took money. And now Deebo is like that guy leading the guys out of the tunnel with the big boombox. It's almost like the stuff that he said, his stuff that his mom said on Instagram Live was just kind of just vanished. Just like it never happened. I guess just pay him and that's it. But when it comes to Steve Wilks, I don't really know who's going to step up and take this job. I would think if they're going to fire Wilks, they're not just going to do it willy-nilly, so they have to have some sort of a plan. Have to see how it pans out, man. I believe in this team. I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in the office. We've drafted well. We've brought the right guys in. We're gonna have to keep doing it to stay on top. So let's see what they got up their sleeve. I mean, San Francisco definitely is a job that I think that a lot of people are gonna want to go to. You got Warner. You got Afunga. You got we're gonna have to see when Greenlaw's ready to come back. But I mean, you got Bosa on that line. You got a lot, to work with. You find a way to bring in another, safety. You bring in another cornerback. Lock down that defense without losing, some of the other parts. And we're right back on top where we were fighting to get to through the playoffs into that Super Bowl. NFC West, the Seahawks, they're going through that coaching change. We're gonna have to see what they are, but that team was freaking good, man. You can't take that away from them. They're always gonna find a way to fight. I don't really know what the hell Arizona's got going on, but the Rams, I think they're at a point where they got to figure out what they're doing with Stafford, and if he's going to be their guy, or if they want to go with somebody younger to keep that team rolling, because they got a team. It's just a matter of keeping Stafford healthy, and that when he goes down, we saw what happened to us. When Garoppolo got hurt, and we know what would happen to us if Purdy got hurt during the season. So let's see what goes from there. To make a football video today and not talk about what happened in Kansas City, I'll tell you the truth, I don't know really all the details, but I saw some videos and I definitely saw the headlines. I'm upset that the Chiefs beat us in the Super Bowl. I really wanted to win that damn thing. But to make any jokes about definitely the people that were shot and the people that died, hell, we don't even really know what the shooter's mission or anything like that was. But that terrible thing to happen. The Chiefs definitely should have had their day. It kind of makes the story that came out yesterday where it was like the mayor or Chiefs security was basically telling Taylor Swift not to come because they couldn't keep her safe. Did they know that there was talks of something crazy happening? Did they know of the plan but not know enough to stop it? Crazy, man. But my heart goes out to Kansas City. I feel for them because I know that the one day that I talk about the Braves. I went to their parade in '95 when they won the World Series. The 49ers, to be honest, I would love to, but I know if they would have went to Super Bowl and won this year, I wouldn't have gone to the parade. But I think I would have wanted to be there, but I don't think I would have pulled the trigger. But the day that the Kings win the NBA Finals, which may be few and far between, but I really believe that it's going to happen someday when I live in this city, I'm taking like a week off from work. I don't care how long that parade is, but that parade's going until I say it's over. And Kansas City deserved to have it. So it sucks. But my heart goes out to all those people. So peace out, Niners. You gotta figure it out, man. Figure it out.